What is up, everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? Let me turn the music down. I just realized it's still going, but we heard you, Spencer. Keep talking, my boy. How you
Good
doing?
news, Daryl's microphone is working this week.
It works. It works. Oh my God.
So if you were here last week, but like only 3 of you were, his microphone works now.
Wait a minute.
So
hold up. Girl, can I smell your feet? Is that a pickup line you used once?
what?
Trey put in the
Daryl,
chat. No, Trey put in the chat, girl, can I smell your feet, or whatever he said. Is that something you said once, Spencer?
I did not. I didn't say that. Trey might have said that, but it wasn't me.
Somebody said it.
Also, I'm in a new background this week.
Yes, you are. That's right. We can see your ceiling now. You can see Brianna.
Yeah.
What's going on, Brianna?
Yeah. Daryl says hello, Brina.
Hello.
She said hey.
All right.
But yeah, what's going on?
Well, welcome everyone to the game day, whatever the hell this is. Hash browse and hash marks. We're here.
If you hear any interference, it's because I'm checking on my phone to make sure the audio is working.
Well, I can hear that it's working.
Okay, yeah, it's working. We can
probably,
hear you.
Yeah.
Brianna's right here. You need anything, babe?
It's the most impromptu beginning to a show we've ever had.
Yeah, well, no, what I meant by check it is like check it on your phone. Anyway, I was gonna have her check like off-site, like we're on a whatever.
I am looking at the bar on my thing and it is working. We are good.
Welcome to the Hash Browns and Hash Marks YouTube channel. This is the Game Day Darktime podcast. I'm Spencer. This is Daryl.
It's a different time all week, every week. Well, we don't know what it's going to be. It's always a nighttime thing. This is
we used to be the Game Day breakfast, but we record at night now. So
yeah, now
you could eat breakfast food. No one ever said breakfast food.
It's like the Nick at Night version. You know, this is like the Waffle House after a ball game version of the show.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Waffle House, there was also, if any of you are in the path of Hurricane Delta, I hope you're safe. It rained where I'm at a little bit. But the hurricane's not serious if Waffle House doesn't close. So
that's true. As soon as Waffle House closes, you know that you should batten down. You need to get the hell out. Like that's when you see birds start leaving and you see Waffle House close. That's when you know it's time.
And if Jim Cantore comes to your city, get out.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you need to leave.
That's the real signs. Don't listen to the Weather Channel. Just watch Waffle House and watch the birds and Jim Cantore.
Yeah. But yeah, man. It's a big week. Like we were just talking about this a second ago. It's a big week in the mythos of college. Well, not like these games, but like in the mythos of college football. Like there's history with this week. Like 104 years and a few days ago was the biggest blowout in college football history between Georgia Tech and Cumberland College.
Ooh. Georgia
Tech beat Cumberland College 222-0. I'm going to say that again in case you didn't hear me.
Professor Spencer.
222-0. They scored 32 touchdowns. They had to score a touchdown every minute 43. Also, their coach was John Heisman. Like, yes, that Heisman, the Heisman Trophy.
What kind of cheat code what? How does that happen?
Because Cumberland College didn't have a football team anymore. These were all law students that didn't really know college football, didn't know how to play football.
It was a bunch of frat boys got out there and said, no, we're going to make it happen.
But Cumberland College, Georgia Tech told Cumberland College he would charge them $3,000 if they didn't show up to play this game because he was still on the schedule. Cumberland College couldn't afford that, so they went and played the game anyway. Georgia Tech did not attempt a single pass. I'm assuming Daryl just saw the stat line for this game.
Yes, I did.
They did not attempt a single pass.
Ugly.
There's a really
capping right now.
There's a really good video that John Boyce made about this game. The title is 222-0. And
I mean, what else would you call it?
Yeah, he made a really good video and he breaks down all the stats.
Touchdowns.
32 touchdowns.
So this was my question. How many of those were defensive points? It looks like 9 fumbles lost, 6 interceptions. It doesn't say how many of those were scored.
Georgia Tech at this time was like the best football team on the planet.
So it's like if Alabama just showed up at Stanford.
Between plays like 42 and 84, the line of scrimmage never left Cumberland College's red zone.
Unbelievable, man. I can't.
So they were in scoring range. Let me tell you about where all this malice.
Well, tell me then. Damn, stop hyping it up. I want to know.
Okay. All right. John Heisman was also, back in 1916 when this game happened, he was also a baseball coach. he coached Georgia Tech. Yeah, he coached Georgia Tech's baseball team, right? So they played Cumberland College, and the guy who was the coach of, I can't remember the guy's name right now, but the guy who was the coach of Cumberland College, he was like the equipment manager or whatever, but he had to coach this football team against like one of football's architects, basically.
Right.
So he thought if the baseball team could get some buzz for Cumberland College, they could sell enough tickets to finance the football team.
I see.
So what he did is he recruited a bunch of minor league baseball players, like ringers basically, and put them in Cumberland's uniforms and had them play against Georgia Tech. Cumberland College won that game 22-0, baseball game. At one point, they got tired. They were hitting everything. At one point, they got tired. They scored 3 more runs just by bunting. They started bunting every at-bat and scored 3 more runs.
Do you think the NCAA would have a problem with any team doing that nowadays?
That would be highly illegal.
That's on some like bench warmers levels of like I am 10, and it's like a sheet of paper with a picture and written in crayon I am 10 in a $20 bill. Yeah, it's like the equivalent of what that was. Man, anything. It was a wild west back then for sports, wasn't it?
Let me tell you about like this game what I'm about to explain to you in this game is poetry.
By the way, is this your story? I was just curious.
This is not my story.
This is okay.
This is just a thing that I happen to be telling, but this is a good story because
I don't know if you know the
story. Anyway, so this play I'm about to describe to you is poetry, right?
Please do.
So Cumberland has to play Georgia Tech.
Yes.
I don't remember what the score is. You could. I will
this
try
is the
to
baseball
put the
game.
No, this is the football game. I'm about to tell you
the 222-0.
222-0. This play makes this game poetic in so many ways. Georgia Tech has just scored a touchdown, and they're lining up to kick the extra point. Cumberland College is down like 100-something to whatever.
They're just there at this point. They're just looking at the clock.
If Georgia Tech makes this extra point, there's going to be one more point on the scoreboard. But for whatever reason, Cumberland College finds the resolve to fight at this point in the game, and they run the climb the ladder play on defense. One guy bends over at the waist. Another guy gets on his knees and bends over like this and grabs him around the waist. And another guy runs up their back.
Yep.
And jumps as high. This is super illegal and you can't do this. But he jumps in the air. They block the kick, preventing that 1 point. So instead of it being 223-0, it ended up being 222-0.
You know what?
To avenge a 22-0 baseball loss. Poetry. Because remember, John Heisman was the coach of both of these teams.
You got to draw the line somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, you have to go, no, you know what? No further. 222 and not a damn point more.
Yeah, Cumberland almost scored a touchdown, but when he caught the punt, Georgia Tech's punt team coverage ran past him. They overran him. He almost scored a touchdown, but he tripped over his teammate who was at the 20-yard line because his teammate was on the ground looking for his glasses.
Oh, basically the turf monkey got him.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah. That was a wild game.
Boy.
I'll put the video link for that John Boyce video somewhere.
Yeah, please do. That's
but
super
look it up.
interesting.
I'm gonna go put that in there. I don't know if you've ever seen that video. But I'm gonna go drop that link in the chat right now.
Yeah, please do. While you do that, I will begin to go ahead and get my play set up because I want to tell these folks about
Trey just called me Dr. Football.
Dr. Football, absolutely.
That's high praise, Trey.
We can roll with that. Well, see, that's the thing, man, is you actually do know like quite a bit grammar. You know quite a bit about like the history of football.
I know. Yeah, but like I'm like a historian. Like it's like I'm not a historian in any way at all. But like my stuff is more like
you do have a knack for just knowing things in the past and being able to
because
work
I have
that.
But I don't know how like the inner workings of like the plays on the field work. Like I don't know how to read defenses or anything like that. I'm just like but college football allows for this kind of you can be fans of different aspects of the game. Like,
there's so many different things to know about.
Yeah, and the history of college football allows for this type of stuff to happen. Also, I'm just going to check Trey. If you're still in the chat, can you still hear both of us?
I'm sure he can.
Keep doing that. I'm positive.
The problem that we had last week was that my mic for whatever reason was not formatted correctly from the beginning, so that was the issue. But it shouldn't do that again, barring anything crazy. If anything happens now, it's a legit error. But speaking of legit errors,
It is incredibly warm in my living room right now.
Well, my guy, you got to go turn the AC down, or take that sweet Cougar jacket, Cougar shirt off.
Well, I can't be shirtless. I mean, I could, but I don't think people want to see that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna turn around and grab this fan real quick while Daryl's talking to y'all.
Yes, please do that.
This is super unprofessional. Never do this.
All right, look, real quick. While he's away, I'm not actually going to show you the play yet. I just want to let you know that this man has stolen my heart. This man is my bestest friend in the whole wide world. Okay, don't tell nobody I said this, but that's my brother right there, man. I respect this dude. I wanted to tell a bad joke about how I hate him or something, but I love this man. He's fantastic.
I'm sorry, folks.
Look at him trying to get that going. He can't hear me right now, but look at him. Look at him. Yeah, anyways.
I can hear you a little bit.
I was just getting them warmed up about what the play is going to be about. So the play this week, my man. So Spencer, you're a big fan of the read option. This is going to be a play that
I am a fan of the read option.
This is going to be a play that you're going to have a lot to say about and a lot that you're going to appreciate.
My microphone stripped. Hold on.
Oh, are you good?
Can you still hear me if anybody's in the chat? Daryl, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can make sure you're still being picked up. Go ahead and talk something. Say something.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm still getting you.
What's up, man?
I'm still getting you.
Okay. Good. Because it's weird if
Dude, I got you. You're good. I can hear you every time you talk, and it's showing up here.
Sweet. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
You're fine.
I'm just trying to...
You're so paranoid about this now.
reorganize the way this... I am. I'm gonna check it every freaking week. Mm-hmm. Keep talking, Daryl. I'm sorry.
All right.
I can still hear you, by the way.
More improv. Oh no, he can hear me now. Just kidding. I have to watch what I say. I totally wasn't roasting you a minute ago. Your headphones are still on. Okay, cool.
I don't care. I've been roasted before.
It's fine. Roasting
I've been
happens.
roasted before.
Yeah, me too. It happens to all of us. We've been roasted. All right. Anyways, this play.
That Lost Tapes episode of the show, you were roasting my chair. So.
Was I? I don't remember that.
Yeah, because I stepped out of the room for a second, and you were like, between me and me.
Oh.
that chair.
Oh, I did.
That's
right.
Ugly.
That's right. Anyways, this play.
All right.
So
we're good
Spencer,
now. If you hear any rattling, it's my fan, but I don't want to turn into a ball of sweat. All right, Daryl, keep going.
That wouldn't be good. That would not be good television.
All right.
So, my friend, this week we are talking about this play. This is a big play TCU had against Texas in the early going. This sort of helped establish the fact that they were going to be able to move the ball a day because they really had no problems. Their OC, what's his name? Sammy. I always mess up his last name. Sonny Cumbie.
I don't know too many coordinators.
Yeah, OC for TCU. He's been there actually since 2013, it turns out. He really likes all these little misdirection plays, and this is a good example of this, right? So, is it Max Duggan, I think is his name? Yeah, Max Duggan, the quarterback here.
Max Duggan, yes.
Duggan. Max Duggan here. He's going to do...
Duggan. I think it's Duggan. It doesn't matter, though.
Whatever. Max D.
Yeah.
This is a little read option play, or at least it looks to be a read option play. So whenever you watch this back, basically 12 comes across. It's a fake handoff. Max takes it to the right side here. He's got a lot of space. He does just barely step out of bounds. They get away with a hold, and then they're going to score on the next play. But it's going to be called short here, as you can see. He does step out of bound here. But what makes this play work is I don't actually think, and again, I don't know for sure, maybe there is a way for this play to unfold in such that it is a read option. I think this is actually disguised as a read option, but it's a designed quarterback draw. And the reason for that is you're going to have, let me scooch forward a little bit and make sure.
A QB wrap type of play.
Yeah, kind of a QB wrap.
There's a play on NCAA called QB wrap that it mimics a read option, but the handoff is always faked. It's always straight to the quarterback.
Yeah, I think this is truly coming from the beginning. This is going to Max every single time. And the reason being is you have these two, the right guard, right tackle, they're both going to pull here. Let me erase the ink. They're both going to pull here. And what they do is that whenever they pull, they're going to pick up these two guys. They're going to pick up the end that's coming around. They're going to pick up this linebacker late. And then whenever you do that, again, since they're in the spread, suddenly all the wide receivers being so far out takes all the DBs out of the equation when you get to the sides of the field. It's like when you play NCAA and you run a big Hail Mary and you get out the pocket, suddenly there's nobody there. They like to run these little complex running plays from the spread because of that exact reason. If you can get to a side and make some good blocks up front, you're good. I think what won TCU this game was their disciplined offensive line play. So like I said, these two tackles pull. And then of course you're going to see here when you're running the read option, you're reading this defensive end, right? So you're reading, I think it's 15 here for Texas. If he goes inside, if he's going to basically try to cut off 12 from making this run happen, then you're going to go ahead and keep the ball and you're going to run if you're the quarterback. If the defensive end comes to you thinking that you actually are going to keep the ball, you go ahead.
If he stands up, stays in place, you hand it off.
Exactly. So you're reading this guy. What's interesting about this play and why this is such a fun concept, these linemen coming around and sort of doing that little wrap, is that it doesn't matter what this guy actually does. He's going to be taken completely out of the equation as long as the O-line can get there in time. And that's exactly what you can see. He picks up the block. Again, the second lineman here is about to pick up this block on the linebacker. It opens up a nice little hole. You have all this real estate over here on the left side of the field because the wide receivers are taken out of the equation. The DBs are taken out of the equation with the wide receivers. So boom, boom, block. Suddenly you have tons of space, and then that is how you move the ball. I actually have another play where they do a very similar thing on the other side of the field. This is a 2nd and 4. They're tied to 7-7. Same thing. So 10's going to come across. Again, I don't think that 10 was ever going to get the ball here, but you're going to have, I believe it's the right guard that pulls here and then basically comes and does a bit of a wrap around. He's going to hand off to 10. Yeah, 51 is going to come out in front of him. And then boom, it's one guy to beat, but then your lineman takes him, so he really can just kind of walk in here untouched, and he does. So it's a fun little concept to put these guys in the spread. And again, whenever you run the spread like this, you have 5 wide receivers out wide. Suddenly, your box is not very packed, right? Suddenly, there's a lot more responsibility for your linebackers. It's much, much harder to handle, and that's what I think makes TCU's offense a lot of fun. That's why I think this year, if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to outpace them because this is a really tricky offense to defend against. You have to play very disciplined on the other side of the ball, and because of that, I'm really excited to see what else TCU is going to do this year.
Very Gus Malzahn, Auburn, Nick Marshall era-esque. Very Chip Kelly, height of Oregon-esque.
Yes. It's
I'm
a numbers
big
game.
Fan of. I like the triple option offense, but I think what I like better is the spread option offense. So you go in like full house pistols with like you got 2 fullbacks and a tailback behind you, and you fake it like that. There's so many different ways you can do that. I'm such a huge fan of that type of offense, but it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of practice.
It takes a lot of discipline and it takes a lot of calculation at the quarterback position, because if you run like a triple option where you have, the Doug Peterson model, whenever you basically can have an option to run, hand off, pitch, and you have an option to throw it out.
A quadruple option,
if you want to call it that. There's always somebody. There's always someone. There's always a path to making an offensive plus. There's always a path to getting the ball in such a place that you can move the ball well. It's just being able to actually do that and perform it well. We got Will in the chat, AfroMan112. What's going on, Will? Glad you're here, man.
What's up, Will?
Hope you're having just a delicious evening. We're having a good time talking some football.
Speaking of delicious, what you have for dinner, Daryl? Because my dinner was great. I'm just curious what you had.
What did I have? I think I had Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I had Chick-fil-A. It was really good. What did you have?
I had baked salmon, brown rice, and sauteed broccoli. I cooked it myself.
Man, what did you do to it? Did you bake it? Did you grill it?
Baked it. It was just put it in the thing, and then I took like half a stick of butter and the juice from a lemon, put that on there with like some garlic powder and some Tony Chachere's, and then I cut up the lemons and put them on top of there.
I do it with garlic, thyme, rosemary, basil, salt, pepper, olive oil, garlic already. I think I said same thing.
Salmon's such a good
bake
fish,
it. Oh, salmon's, and it's so easy to cook too, dude. It bakes so nicely.
Good. And then just some brown rice in the rice cooker, and I took like the rest of that half a stick of butter, and a little bit of olive oil, and some Tony's, and sauteed some broccoli.
It's hard to beat, man. It's hard to beat.
It was so good, which is why I'm pepped up right now.
Yeah, man.
I had a good dinner.
I'm
out of Kool-Aid right now, but.
Will says he has Vienna sausage, but that's hurricane food, man. Will, I hope you're doing all right in the midst of Delta.
Will, are you still at home, or did you leave?
I think he is, because I know his mom and grandma left. I think they're like up somewhere in San Marcos or Houston or something.
Well, as long as you were all safe.
Yeah.
I don't think it got bad where we're from. I mean, power may have went out, but I don't think it got super, super crazy.
Yeah, it's been manageable. I had like 10 minutes of rain earlier, so
really.
But I'm not obviously nowhere near that anymore.
It's been rainy and gloomy here all day, but like I never lost power. It's kind of like dark and windy outside. Well, like it's dark. It's 8:30, so it's dark anyway.
Of course.
I went to the store right before we got started, and it was already like dark.
So Spencer's been telling me all day that he has a story he wants to share tonight. He's already told me about this game that was 222-0, but now I want to know.
Were you not aware of that game before I told you about it?
I think I was, but it's one of those things where it's so unbelievable that you just kind of store it away and, don't even think about it again. But I think I did know that.
This story is super funny and it's super quick. Okay, so we talk about the 2007 college football season all the time. It's the best season in college football history. There was a bunch, hence our title tonight, 2007 2.0. There was a lot of upsets in 2007. There was a lot of upsets this past week. We're going to get into that more here in a few minutes. But 2007, the last regular season game of the season, we have what they call the number 2 killer. It was number 2 West Virginia versus like 4-7 Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was not a very good team at this time. And this was 2007 was the year when like 4 or 5 weeks, like 5 out of the last 7 weeks, the number 2 team in the country lost to an unranked team, and which was crazy. Like that just absurd. Doesn't happen.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
In the 10 years between 1996 and 2006, that had happened like 4 times, and then it happened 5 times in one season. So anyway, last game of the season, this game ends up going on to be called 13-9. Pitt ends up winning this game 13-9. There were some recruits on West Virginia's sideline who switched and walked over to Pitt's sideline and started jumping around and celebrating with them when they won the game. And Pitt's quarterback, when they were on the bus on the way home, started singing the John Denver song, the Country Roads Take Me Home, West Virginia.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you dead ass? That really happened.
That really happened. He started singing Country Roads Take Me Home, West Virginia, after he beat number 2 West Virginia. They were in West Virginia when this game happened. It's funny. It's quick, but it's hilarious. That's savage. He was on Pitt's buses going back home. And
it's fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm mad about this. I'm like retroactively mad. Like I feel
they would have won that game if Pat McAfee would have made those field goals. Yes, that Pat McAfee.
Yeah, isn't that hard to believe that all these years later? Let me tell you something, man. Whenever I think I'm having a bad day, I just think about West Virginia in 2007. I think about being a West Virginia fan in 2007.
Can we talk about how that year there was a very, very high possibility that it was going to be West Virginia versus either Kansas or Missouri in the national championship.
2007 was such a different time. People were driving Hummers. Like, it was a different time.
I wanted one so bad.
Yeah, everybody wanted a Hummer.
They're incredible efficient at all, but
no, the fuel economy on them is tremendously terrible.
Gallon, it's horrible. Don't buy them.
Yeah, whatever you do, for God's sakes.
I'm gonna drive it like once or twice.
Yeah. Hang tight, man. I need to give my Wi-Fi a second to catch up. It appears you are delayed. Give me just a second here.
All right.
Maybe it's your Wi-Fi. I don't know.
Is it my Wi-Fi?
It might be. I'm giving it just a second, though. I'm going to X out of some of my stuff. It just told me
my internet connection is unstable.
Okay, so yours is running a little slow right now.
Well, I'm not connected to that many things.
Sometimes Wi-Fi just be like that, man. If you want to, you can go audio only for a little bit if you want to. If you feel that is necessary. Because right now you're just kind of blurry anyways. So if you want to go audio only for a little bit, we can do that. And we can keep talking. You want to do that right now? Yeah, I know, Will. I see that. He is cutting in and out. It's like his Wi-Fi. I can still hear you a little bit. You're cutting in and out. But if you go just here, let me just call you. How about that? A little behind the scenes. I'm gonna give you a call, my boy. We're gonna get it figured out.
My phone is on.
Your phone is on the Wi-Fi or it is not? Welcome to the Technical Difficulties podcast, where we solve problems live in front of your very eyes. Why can't I find you on my phone?
You ain't gotta call me. Just
Yeah, no, but I can barely hear you. You keep cutting in and out.
Okay. Let me go see what's wrong.
There we go. Okay, so you went to audio now. Now you sound good. So we'll just keep it there for a little bit. You can switch back in a minute if you want to.
Yeah. I'm gonna step away from the microphone for a second. I'm gonna go check on something. I'm sorry for all the difficulties, folks, but I'll be right back.
Not a problem. I will keep them entertained in the meantime. So Spencer's play, actually, because I just realized we didn't get to this. So I'll go ahead and just improv this real quick. Spencer's play was something kind of fun, actually. So mine was very technical, and we had to, do all this shit about making sure we could see why the play worked. This is Spencer's play. This is Iowa State and who was it? Iowa State and Oklahoma last week. Iowa State's wearing their famous black uniforms. They got that upset. They whipped that ass. They did what they had to do. I believe it was in Norman, if I'm not mistaken. Was it in Norman or was it in Iowa? I don't know. Spencer will be able to tell me in a minute. I think it was in Iowa. Yeah, because it was a home game. Yeah, because they were wearing the black. Okay. Now that I figured that out. This play happened. So 13-17, no real context is needed. You can tell just by watching. Okay. he tries to hurdle him. Didn't go so well. It was a little bit ugly. This is one of those moments where when you get about, well, hold up, let me just pause it just right. When you get about there, you know you've messed up. And that's exactly what this dude had coming up. You know what this looks like? It looks like one of a fighting game. If you sort of do like a jump, but do your kick, and then you can just completely whiff your attack. That's what this looks like. My man,
I'm back.
Was just suspended in animation. I was taking them through your play.
That is Breece Hall, running back for Iowa State.
This was at Iowa State, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were in Ames. They were at Jack Trice Stadium. I'm going to start my video over because
go for it.
Come back to video.
Okay.
And see if that works. All right. We're here.
You're there. You're blurry, but I can hear you.
Blurry, but you can hear me. All right.
Yep.
I went and unplugged things that were drawing Wi-Fi power. So I unplugged my Google Home and my Fire Stick.
It could also be some of the weather as well. So it
could also be the weather.
That is a strong possibility. He got anti-air. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, he got anti-air.
Yeah.
It was just funny because you see folks try to hurdle.
Yeah, you see people get cocky. You see people get, a stone set of balls and decide, you know what, I'm going to take care of things.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go that well.
They think their opponent's going to go low, so they try to go high, and their opponent just backs up. My dog is barking. If you hear that, I apologize.
Just like.
Is my video coming through clear now?
Yeah, you're back to normal. It looks good now.
Okay, cool.
So.
I should have grabbed water while I was up. I need some.
Here, man, take this. Here, I'm just gonna hand it to you. You ready? Here it goes. I'm gonna hand you some water.
Got it.
Wait, we didn't do it right. You didn't grab it. Here, try it again.
All right.
Here we go. Watch the screen closely. Here goes my water.
All
right, there you go.
Now it's in a Batman cup.
Yes, sir. Okay, we did that. Hey, we handled that. I'll finally take it back then.
All right, no worries. I'm sorry I keep getting up, but I'm gonna
Oh my God, what's going on, Jack? Hope you're doing well, brother. Glad you're here. We are.
Jack's here. What's up, Jack?
We're about to get into some pick'ems. Jack, just in case you missed it, I feel like you have to see this play. This is by far the play of the week, big time. What do you think is going to happen here? Oops, nope, not what you thought was going to happen. My man just got suspended in animation midair. He got anti-aired. He jumped way too early. That was the thing that happened last week. Spencer left again? What? Stop leaving, Spencer. Damn it. We have a show to do. All right, well, whatever. We're back anyways. Aw, shit. Yes, sir, he is. Yes, sir, he is, Will. He is in the house. It's me and Spencer's Chair. Welcome to the Daryl and Spencer's Chair podcast. I'm your host, Daryl, my co-host, Spencer's Chair. Oh, he's back. He back.
I'm the worst podcaster in the history, but anyway.
What did you have to do?
I get water.
Oh, well, I understand. That's forgivable.
I'm sure you'll appreciate the cup it's in.
We are not sponsored by Fuzzies.
Not in any way, but I wish the one in Orange was still open.
I miss Fuzzies, man. That little fuzzy dust is what made things different. There's
one here in Baytown.
That's what separated there, because everything else they had was kind of mediocre, but the fuzzy dust.
Their nachos are really good.
Oh yeah, and their queso was pretty good too.
Their queso is like the best queso ever.
Let's talk some ball games, dude. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna hit you with one, and we're just gonna roll, and then you'll get the next.
I'm sorry, this podcast has been all over the place, but it always is. So
we're having fun. We're having fun.
What more do you want from me?
Yeah, we don't have a stadium full of folks watching this. It's just me and you and the boys. We're just having a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me hit you with, since we were just talking about TCU earlier, They have an interesting matchup this week against a team that I can't seem to remember, but I'm going to pull it up here in a second as soon as I free. They have a matchup.
They play Kansas State.
They play K-State.
They play Kansas State at home.
Yes, they do. So K-State, they're taking them on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be a pretty good game. TCU looks like they're the favorites here. The spread 9 points. Over/under for this is 50. Yeah, you like to imagine there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. Who you got in this one? Wildcats, Horned Frogs, 3 p.m. Fox tomorrow.
Both teams wearing purple. They're both,
What the hell does that have anything to do with it? Why does that matter?
Pointing that out. But you remember those uniforms TCU wore last year? The ones with the red on them? They're like gray with the purple.
Oh.
They're wearing those tomorrow, which is why I'm picking TCU. They're wearing those uniforms and they're going to be at home.
Yeah, I got to go with TCU as well. K-State has not been very impressive with their defense all year. They've been opportunistic. They hung around with Oklahoma.
They beat Oklahoma.
They beat yeah, that's what I mean. Like they were able to hang around long enough to actually get the win.
Horrible.
As it always has been. And Spencer Rattler can't bail them out quite like Kyler Murray could, quite like
he's just young.
Jalen Hurts could. He's still young.
Spencer Rattler's going to be very good, but he's young.
Yeah, and is he going to be as special as the other three that were there before him? I doubt it.
Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, give me TCU in this one. I like TCU. Again, we just talked about their offense earlier. I like their play calling. I think they're going to move the ball just fine. They had a big brain 1,000 IQ play against Texas last week. Whenever they were like, we have to kick the ball now, but there's enough time for like 2 more plays. We're just going to hang on to the ball. We're going to take a 2-point conversion. Not a 2-point conversion. We're going to take a safety, give them the 2 points, but end the game. That is a big brain move. That was almost my play of the week. Hot damn, I got hyped when I saw they did that because that's so smart.
Yeah, that's what happened in the 13-9 game.
It's so counterintuitive, but it's genius.
I watched the Texas State football championship one time. I don't remember what 2 teams it was, but one team was up by.
Yes, hold up, Jack. Yes, there is socks. That's we got a Colorado trip coming up. And we bought some really fuzzy socks. That's Cali socks, technically. Continue, okay. Spencer.
One team was up by like 3 points and they had to punt. But their defense like kind of had the momentum, but they had to punt from like their own 5.
Yeah.
So the coach was like, told the punter, hey, grab that snap, run out the back of the end zone. Does that, gives them a safety, moves that safety punt up to the 20.
Mm-hmm.
Get the punt off, pin them deep, and then with only like 40-something seconds left. And then they ended up winning the game.
It was the most like, okay, cool. Logically, we should do this, but if we want to win the game, maybe we should do something a little unconventional. I love that. Like, I love 1,000 IQ plays in anything.
That play where, like, so if you kick a kickoff and it goes out of bounds, that's a penalty.
Right.
But if I get down there and the ball's on the ground and I put 1 foot out of bounds and I leave 1 foot in bounds and I touch the ball, that ball is now out of bounds and you get a penalty.
Was it Devontae Adams that did that one time for the
Packers?
For the Packers, yeah, he was like, let me just, and he did like a push up from the sidelines and grabbed the ball. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Another guy for the Packers did that same thing, but he like made sure the referee was paying attention to him, knew he was out of bounds.
Harris
had another foot.
What Highlight Heaven has a compilation on YouTube with just 1,000 IQ plays. Highly recommend. It's so satisfying to like see why did they do that, and then the announcers explain exactly why that was the reason they did that. Freaking awesome.
I'm sorry I keep taking a drink and touching my face for those of you who keep whatever I'm
doing. Dude, you're good. That's fine, but you owe me a game. What's the next game? Give me a game.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Missouri and LSU. Game has been moved from Baton Rouge to Columbia because of the hurricane. Mizzou and number 17 LSU, my Tigers.
Glad to see LSU still at 17. I thought after taking that loss to Mississippi State it would have changed, but glad to see it. You love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
We got a 14-point spread here. LSU the favorites. We're looking at over/under of 54. Wow, I think they're going to score that many points. LSU obviously the heavy favorite at home. This is an 11 a.m. game tomorrow on SEC Network. Who you got?
LSU.
Missouri's
not that good.
I agree. They're 0-2. This is pretty black and white. I don't think there's going to be anything complicated here.
It's just, we always talk about the LSU game, LSU and the A&M game. But the A&M game this week happens to be big.
Yeah, we got to do it to them.
Just like it was last week.
Yeah, they're all big, man, in the SEC, except for when they're not.
Talking about over/under, are you aware of what a bad beat is?
A bad beat?
in sports betting. Do you know what a bad beat is? It's like, let's say you were going to bet on a game.
Is it a song that doesn't quite have a good rhythm?
No.
Let's rather try.
In sports betting, for those of you who don't know, in sports betting, a bad beat is where, like, let's say you bet on, let's say a game had an over-under of 50, and you bet the under. And then right at the very end of the game, you look like you're going to cash your under ticket, and then the score goes over like that. Last play of the game type stuff.
So you think that's what that game is going to be?
No, I'm just spitballing here.
Oh, okay. You're just
these
defining
are things that have. There's a very good, because you talked about the over under and the spread.
Yeah.
There's a very good series. Do you know who Scott Van Pelt is?
Yes, I do.
He's an ESPN. Mm-hmm. I love Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah.
He does a series called Bad Beats.
Much love to my man. Yeah.
And it's him and on Gameday the Bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's another guy named Stanford Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a podcast called Stanford Steve.
Do you know?
It's all about sports betting.
The minds that are in that show.
Yeah.
Good God,
dude,
these guys.
I want the Bear. That's the level of what I want to be on. Like we're talking about, like I know the history of type stuff. The Bears, that's the level. Not like with the spreads and the sports betting, but like his level of knowledge about the game of college football. That's what I want to be on one day.
Dude, I mean, to have that level of knowledge. Will, I appreciate that you appreciate the joke. To have that level of knowledge is next level, man. And that just takes years and years of watching game after game, studying, and boy, I gotta say,
like what we're doing,
like what we're trying to do. Yeah, what we're giving.
I wish I could be in that ESPN studio with that big wall of monitors, and you can just have every game on at the same time.
Just yeah, exactly. Well, you can make it happen, man. That's what I do every year with the Masters.
Yeah,
I gotta watch it.
Yeah, instead of having one game on my TV and one game on my computer, like I've been doing this year.
Hey man, that's a big up. That's an improvement. Number 14, Tennessee Falls going to visit Georgia Bulldogs. Number 14, number 3. Yeah, it's gonna be a big game. 2:30 CBS spot. Tennessee coming off of a really, really strong recruiting class. Two pretty
they are also
wins.
On the longest winning streak in the country. They have 8 straight wins going back to last season.
Yeah, they do.
They're playing very well.
If you're a Tennessee fan, you got to feel like this is your time, right? This is a time when you should be able to come up with an upset. This has the makings of one. They've beat Georgia before, back in like 2016, ago. Whenever they had the little pixie dust magic.
Georgia threw a Hail Mary, and then they called it the Dobbs nail boot or whatever it was.
And then they came to Kyle Field next week, and and Myles Garrett and the entire Wrecking Crew. We ended that shit in overtime. It was really stressful, but
that game was fantastic.
What a fantastic game!
Can I tell you a story about that game?
Oh, please do. I'd love to hear.
I was watching that game on TV, and I had messaged a friend of mine. This is when we were living in Midtown, and I had messaged a friend of mine that I was going to come pick him up, and we were going to go play Magic.
Mm-hmm.
And that game was still going on. It looked like the Aggies were going to win. We're still watching. And then Tennessee comes back, and it goes to overtime. And then it went to double overtime. So like 2 hours later, I hadn't left to go pick him up yet. And the game finally ended. He was like, "Where are you at?" And I was like, "The game just ended right now." It's like, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
And like I was jumping up and down in my living room. I was like, "Oh my God, this game is insanity."
That was the first time I've ever felt physically sick watching football. Like whenever it was overtime, whenever we were about to go to overtime. No, when we were in overtime.
Talked about this before,
yeah, I think we have. We think we've had this exact same conversation. But you know what? People are watching now. But I remember it was overtime. We had just kicked a field goal. No, they had just kicked a field goal, and we had to make this field goal to continue the game. We had already missed one in regulation that would have saved us from even going to overtime. And it was the first time I ever like physically felt ill, like knowing that we can miss this and the game just be over. Oh my God, it hurt. But
the only time I think I ever felt that
we won.
was the Dez caught it play when they overturned that play.
That was just fury.
That was the angriest I've ever been about a football game.
That was like Monopoly night.
Dez caught that football.
He did, and they've already talked about how like that for sure is the case.
Anyway, I'm gonna be salty about that forever though.
Yeah, I'm with you. But yeah,
anyway, what's
Tennessee,
the next game,
Tennessee, Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, we're still talking about Tennessee and Georgia.
Yeah, we got derailed. This is good. This promises to be a good matchup. Both quarterbacks showing a lot of promise here. Both of them with that interception.
Derek Warren was playing very well.
Mm-hmm.
Stetson Bennett the fourth.
Stetson Bennett the fourth. Both of them, again, got 5 touchdowns between the two of them, almost 1,000 yards together. No interceptions. I think that will change this game. I think that this is going to be a turnover-heavy game. I don't know why. I have no basis for that. I have no real reason to say that. I just got a feeling this is going to be a good game, but give me Georgia all the way. I think Tennessee is going to hang in there early, but eventually Georgia's going to do what they did against Arkansas. They're going to adapt. They're going to figure it out the second half. They're just going to take over, and it's going to get ugly in the second half. Give me the Bulldogs.
I'm also going to go with the Bulldogs, but I think this game's going to be close.
Oh, you coward. You're so high on Tennessee all the time.
I almost picked Tennessee, but this game is going to be – they're going to be in Georgia. They're in Athens. They had a big crowd there last week, and I think that helped influence the Auburn game. Georgia ran all over Auburn last week.
That's fair.
I think it's – give me Georgia, but by like a field goal. I think this game's going to be close, a lot closer than a lot of people may think it is going to be.
I don't think it's going to be close. I think it'll start close, but I think again.
I think Tennessee's going to hang around until the fourth quarter.
I wish them the best, man.
Give me Georgia by like a field goal, but I'm not going to be super surprised if we look up and Tennessee's up by like 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're like, oh, what's happening? But
Jack, I need to make sure you know this, Spencer. Jack says, Spencer, I don't know if anyone told you, but your beard is looking magnificent today. I have to agree.
Thank you, Jack. I really appreciate that.
It
kind of blends in because I'm wearing a black shirt, but I did like wash it and blow dry it last night.
I see the definition. It's there. Okay, well, hit me with a game. I want to tell me. Give me a game.
Let me pick up our list.
Give it to me. I want to see. What's the next game?
We got number 19 Virginia Tech.
Okay.
At number 8 North Carolina.
Yes, this is going to be a fun one.
I want to say something about Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is always ranked. They are always like
the Hokies,
teens, low 20. Like they are always in the top 25, but it's like they haven't done much in recent years.
Yeah,
they're always just solid. It's like Iowa. Iowa is always just a solid team.
They have a good program, top to bottom.
Yeah,
you know?
They have a great program.
They're one of those teams that is always one win away from having a solid top 10, potentially playoff. Like they're always one of those teams.
Sure.
Well, we don't think about it being in the South as much, but yeah, Virginia Tech. I mean, I guess Virginia's in the South, but no, are they not? I think they're somewhere in the middle. They're like
kind of in the middle.
Yeah, I was about to say my geography is really poor.
Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia.
I got the Carolinas and Virginia next, so they're a little bit farther north, but we don't think about it much. But yeah, this promises to be a good game. This is I don't know if this is your recliner game or not, but this very well could be a recliner game.
This could be. It's not mine.
Not yours, yeah.
But it could be.
I'll claim it. This is a good enough game. Like I said, North Carolina top 10, feeling good.
Number 8.
Number 8, yeah, exactly. It's Sam Howell again. If he can just watch that ball security, he has the skill. He's moving the ball around. Again, this team plays as well as Sam Howell does because the defense will always keep him in him. I like North Carolina here, and I want them to win, but I got to go with the Hokies. I got a gut feeling that eventually, they're going to come across a game that's going to be close, and Sam Howell is going to fall on the less safe side of things, and so. I think one or two mistakes towards the end, Virginia gets it done, but I'm rooting for North Carolina. I just don't see it here.
Yeah. I'm gonna take North Carolina, but it's gonna be close. This game's gonna be a bunch of high scoring. There may be rain in the area, so there could be rain, but I don't think there's gonna be rain. But I think this game's gonna be a couple touchdowns each way, but it's gonna be close.
Yeah, Virginia
back and forth.
Virginia Tech is putting up a lot of points. They're averaging 41 points a game so far.
And I want North Carolina to win this game. I'm picking them, but like this game is like a 51-49% flip coin type game for me.
Yeah, big
but
time.
I'm gonna go with the Tar Heels because I'm excited that Mac Brown's back in coaching, and I like what he's doing in North Carolina. And I think Sam Howell has a very good chance to be a very high draft pick in 2022.
Yeah, he could. Just like I said, man, it's one of those things where if he can just knock down some of the mistakes, because he's fantastic when he is on, but when he is off, it's dangerous. But yeah, this is an interesting game because the ESPN, according to their Power Football Index, they got Virginia Tech with a higher percentage chance to win, but Vegas says, no, we're taking North Carolina as 3-point favorite. It's an interesting game. It's an interesting game. It'll be fun to see how this shapes out and see if it actually plays as easy.
That'll be a fun game to watch. North Carolina's wearing their navy blue uniforms.
I'm here for it, man.
Very good.
Sneaky game right here, my guy. We got Arkansas going to visit the Auburn Tigers, the other Alabama team. Arkansas been turning some heads a little bit. It's still early, but they hung around with Georgia. They hung around with
Georgia in the first, and then they upset Mississippi State, which was their first SEC win since 2017.
Yes, it has been
and Mississippi State
time.
Had just upset LSU.
Right, so it's hard to gauge what this Arkansas team is really capable of. I think that Sam Pittman's already doing a fine job as their HC.
I like Coach Pittman. I'm a fan of Coach Pittman.
I do. I like him quite a bit. But yeah, this should be fun. It's one of those things where the Auburn always allows one or two dumb losses every season just because something goes wrong. Their last loss was
Georgia.
Was pretty understandable, all things considered.
I mean, that's a rivalry game.
Right. So
Bo Nix is not playing great this year.
No. So this is a
slump, maybe.
Honestly, man, this is a game that Arkansas has a very real chance to win. I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna go with the Razorbacks. I got a gut feeling, man.
This is like me picking the Razorbacks over Georgia, but not that crazy. But yeah, I'm going with the Razorbacks too.
Come on, man. Come on, let me have this. I want to be the daring one tonight.
I just think Bo Nix is gonna throw one too many interceptions. Arkansas's defense is gonna stand up. It's probably gonna be raining at this game because of residual effects of the hurricane. Low scoring. Felipe Franks is gonna make a couple good throws to his good receivers.
Felipe Franks is getting better
Arkansas by a field goal.
Yeah, their defense is good enough. Bo Nix again.
Arkansas. Felipe Franks has the experience of being a starting quarterback in the SEC. He has more experience of being a starting quarterback in the SEC than Bo Nix does.
Yeah.
I think they'll be able to adjust and make plays, but it's going to be close.
Yeah,
this game's going to be very close.
I mean, I am a big Bo Nix fan, except for obviously when they play the Aggies. But I do think this kid's special. I kind of
he's going to be very good.
I kind of group him with Sam Howell, man. Like when he's on, he's on, but when he's off, like it's not fun to watch. Jack says, funny you say rain. As soon as you said rain a minute ago, apparently it started raining in his game. But you know how that'd be. Sometimes odds just be that way. So.
Yeah. But yeah. I'm going to also take the Razorback. It's going to be close. Very close.
Man,
game realistically could go either way.
Oh, now this one, my guy. This one I am very excited for. We got Miami Hurricanes going to visit the Tigers. Hold on. Do you smell something? I smell what could be an upset. Do you smell that?
I do too.
We got an
Gameday's gonna both undefeated team number 7 Miami going to number 1 Clemson. Gameday's gonna be in Clemson. They're playing in Life Valley Stadium.
Stop it.
Because the real Death Valley is in Baton Rouge, goddammit.
It. You know that's Death Valley too. There's 2 Death Valleys. There's actually 3, but these are the real 2 Death Valleys.
They're playing in Life Valley Stadium in Clemson,
dreams
South
go to
Carolina.
die there. You know it's true.
That's in Baton Rouge. That's where the dreams go to die.
No. You know how many times Alabama's went there and they had their dreams come true? That ain't Death Valley.
I don't care.
Matter of fact, I feel like
the real Death Valley's in Baton Rouge. Are we really red zoning this week? I will argue with you for an hour.
Dude, I will come to your house and pee on your belongings.
Please don't.
Yeah, that's kind of mean.
But it'd be good to see you, though.
Did I take it too far? Yeah, it would be nice. We can hang out. We could go to Waffle House. Anyways, this is going to be a good game, man. I am a big fan of Miami. I really liked what I saw against Louisville. Obviously, Louisville has some really big secondary problems. But De'Aaron King is the real deal. Again, very secure at the ball. You compare him to Trevor Lawrence. De'Aaron King's attempting a lot more passes, but he's almost got... So the way they line up here right now, De'Aaron King's at 736 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Trevor Lawrence, 848 yards, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. These are 2 very secure quarterbacks. They're both playing very well right now. They're both playing exactly the way you want them to. The difference is that Miami's running the ball a whole lot better. So this is going to be an interesting matchup, man. It's one of those things where the safe bet here. The cool take is to take Miami. I think I will pick Clemson here because I do think that Clemson will win. But boy, this one has an opportunity to get fun, really fun.
Yeah,
this is my couch game because I don't care who wins, but it's going to be fun.
This game's going to be great to watch. Give me Miami.
All right, hey,
I think Miami goes in and
man.
gets it done. Like this isn't as crazy as a pick. Miami's playing really well right now. De'Aaron King's playing really well. They got like they're in like the top 3. De'Aaron King and Trevor Lawrence, the top 3 for like the Heisman odds. But yeah, give me Miami. I think it's gonna be close though.
What does Miami have to do? What do you think is the key of the game to taking down Clemson here? Because it's going to be at Clemson.
Yeah, they got to run the ball. And they got to force Trevor Lawrence to make mistakes.
Yes.
Their defense has to. If you see the turnover chain for Miami at any point in this game, I think that's going to be their ticket to victory.
Yes, absolutely.
They got to strip sack Trevor Lawrence. They got to
Trevor Lawrence
throw an interception.
Yeah,
he's very secure with the ball, but you got to get to him.
Well, and the thing about it is they're going to have to contain him. So what they're going to have to do is basically force him to play quarterback. Because and here's the problem.
Can run.
Here's the problem that he can run. So this is the problem that Ohio State came across whenever they were playing them in the playoff last year. And why the middle of the field was consistently open for Trevor Lawrence is because so often he could take one step forward, and because the linebackers knew he could take off at any moment and probably get some yards, the linebackers had to bite. No, they had to bite. So as soon as Trevor Lawrence comes forward, suddenly they're like, oh, we have to come forward. We have to make sure we have to contain him. Then all those little routes over the top are ready for him because the linebackers are completely out of the way. You have these little in routes. It was game over, man. He could toast them. And, of course, sometimes he would just take it. So, I think they're going to have to contain Trevor Lawrence. They're going to have to keep him in the pocket. It's going to be a tall task. But, honestly, offensively, they might be able to keep up with him because they can put up some points. So,
for sure.
Going to be a fun game, no doubt about that.
Very fun game, for sure.
I need you to say a game now because I need to take I need to take a sippy because I got to get my sippy cup.
All right.
Because I would die.
Tell me about number 2, Alabama. Going to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Let me pull this game up real quick.
I'll remind you, it's been about 6 years since that game where Ole Miss upset Alabama in Oxford when Katy Perry was on Game Day.
Where the hell that did happen, didn't it? I completely forgot about that. She had like
6 years.
She had like her hair and.
Yeah, they did it again the next year in Tuscaloosa. Alabama's playing very well. Alabama is what Alabama is. They're very good.
Mac Jones is impressing people. He's impressing me.
Yeah.
He just does. He plays very.
Not only does he wear number 10, he's very AJ McCarron-esque.
That's what I was about to say. He doesn't do anything fancy, but he's comfortable and he makes very sound decisions. He doesn't
Daniel Jones.
Very Daniel Jones doesn't try to force the ball. He's probably going to get at least he'll be a backup in the NFL. At least, because he has the decision making.
He's like the career backup type of guy.
The only interception he has was the A&M, which I will take that. It was off.
That was on a batted ball.
It was a batted ball. Somebody else picked it up. I was screaming at my television, just so hyped because I thought that something was going to go right, but you know how it be. Spencer, is there anything complicated here, or is Alabama just take the cake?
Alabama's going to win, but it's going to be closer than people think. I like this Ole Miss offense. I like this Ole Miss offense. Alabama's winning by like 2 touchdowns, but Ole Miss is going to hang around for like 2 seconds.
They will not. Let me tell you something, Spencer. They may score first, but that's the end. Alabama will roll all over this team.
Oh, yeah. Alabama's winning this game for sure.
Yeah.
But I think Ole Miss is going to hang around for 5 or 10 minutes, and then Alabama's going to take off.
We may as well talk about it. We got Florida coming to Kyle Field. This was an unexpected game. We were not thinking this was going to happen, but then COVID happened, and we said we have to get some more SEC teams on the schedule because we only got 10 games. Now Florida's coming to A&M. This is
Florida.
Yep.
Versus number 21 Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you a funny story about Kyle Trask?
Oh, please do.
He comes from a family of Aggie graduates. His whole family is Aggie graduates. And he was named Kyle because of Kyle Field. He said it himself. It's on Instagram. His has a family full of Aggies.
Well, maybe. So here's my problem with this game, and let me tell you why I'm picking Florida. I really want A&M to win. A&M's passing defense is abysmal. They are unable to.
You can't contain Kyle Pitts. You're done.
Exactly. The Kyle to Kyle connection is going to be off the charts.
11 to 84 equals 6.
This is going to.
Don't worry about that math too much.
Yeah, I know what you were saying. That was good. That was clever. I got to give you that. This game ain't gonna be close, man. A&M may come out, may do a thing or two. If they can get a couple stops and sort of change if they can get up by 2 possessions, then maybe that changes the dynamic enough to really get the Florida offense to sort of stutter and go, what's wrong? Why are we behind? They're going to have to be better on defense, man. If they can make some adjustments, maybe they have a chance. I think offensively they have enough to stay in this game, but they can't get behind. If they get behind here, it's game over. Give me Florida here by 10.
I'm also going to take Florida by 10. Obviously, I want A&M to win this game. We're both
it's a sad-ass day.
Obviously. But I got to pick Florida. That offense, Kyle Trask is playing great. Kyle Pitts is playing great.
Kyle Trask is the truth. I got to give it to him, man.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Playing up to expectations, very unfortunately.
Well, some of it.
Pass defense.
Yeah, that's kind of the big thing because the Jimbo Fisher offense is not designed to put up a lot of points. It is designed to get up and stay up by draining the clock and having very slow drives.
Very Les Miles at LSU-esque.
It's so boring.
They're so boring.
It's so boring.
He's got to adapt to this era of college football.
When it works, it's like, oh, look at us go, man. We're just gonna like take this and we're gonna march down the field and we're gonna score again, and we're gonna hold on to the ball. I just, why not take a shot downfield once or twice?
I don't know.
Why not take a first down and just on a wild here? Let's see if we can score. Alabama does that.
Yeah. Alabama used to be a big. That was the point I was going to bring up. Alabama used to be a big running team. You knew who their running back was, and you knew who their offensive linemen were. Now they still have good running backs, but I don't know who their running backs. I know who their wide receivers are though.
The shots are there, man.
Monte Smith and Jalen Waddle and Jerry Jeudy and John Mechie are. I know who those dudes are.
When it changes the entire psychology of the game whenever you can have one or two big explosive plays, because suddenly the defense is now they're on their heels. Now they're like, wait, we can't let something big like that happen again. But we're just running it and doing little short passes and stuff. I do like A&M's running back core. What's his name? Everyone's crazy about him right now. Spiller. No. Ainias Smith. Whenever they get those guys the ball in space, man, they're getting like the score against Bama that they had earlier. Whenever it looked like he stepped out of bounds, but he actually didn't. Those are the kind of plays. Those are the explosive plays that I like to see. But I want to see them push the ball downfield, man, because eventually that gets old. So, anyways,
and it's easy to adapt to.
Exactly. I rest my case. We have what's the one game you said that was really interesting?
The Citadel at Army.
Citadel at Army. I don't even know what that's on.
If you like funky offense, watch this game.
Oh yeah.
They both run the triple option offense. I don't really even have a pick, and I'm gonna just pick Army because Army's at home and Army. Army
was
decent.
Army will win this game. Rest assured.
Yeah.
Citadel's.
But if you like interesting offense, watch this game.
You're not gonna see the ball leave the ground this game.
Probably honestly.
Not. You might.
There might be like a combined total of 5 pass attempts this whole game.
You might see like a screen. You might see like some sort of.
This is going to be very 1916-esque, like we were talking about earlier.
The ball is going to be on the ground, man. It's going to be. I'm going to run at you now. No, you run at me. Now I'm going to run at you.
You want to watch a very quick game? You want to watch a game that's going to last about 2 hours? Turn this game.
I know, right? This game is going to go so fast.
Turn this game on.
Yeah, man. They're never gonna stop the clock unless somebody just runs out of bounds. But this is going to be an interesting game to watch. Obviously, I got to take Army here because I always pick Army.
Army's definitely going to win, but
they're going to run all over them. But yeah, we're going to see what we talked about earlier with the TCU play with linemen pulling. There's going to be linemen pulling left and right here, man. You're going to have linemen pulling. You're going to have a fullback. You're going to have the quarterback do a fake. It's going to be all kinds of running every which way. It's going to be a lot of fun. So highly recommend this if you want a technical masterpiece. It's going to be fun. Oh, hello. So, and the last game I feel like we have to mention, Spencer, because it is that time of year, although I can't imagine either team is very excited about this. In fact, I feel that somehow both teams...
This was almost my bottom of the barrel game.
I feel like both teams...
labeled it as that.
I think they could both lose. Like, I think there's a way for both of these teams to lose this game.
I don't even know who to pick.
We got the Red Reaver Showdown. Of course, we have Texas and Oklahoma. I don't know, man. Who you got in this one?
Texas, because they're ranked, and Oklahoma doesn't play defense.
Yeah, I
But
would.
I could also say OU because Texas doesn't play defense.
I would probably give the edge to Texas because I
I'm
think their
so
defense
disappointed.
is.
Like normally this is a great game to watch, but
Yeah.
like I'm not excited. I'm not gonna watch this game. This game is gonna be boring.
No, this
It's not gonna be boring. I'm just not excited to watch it. Like,
Nah, man, this one's gonna be bowling shoe ugly. And the stakes aren't there because typically in the past, right now the only undefeated team in the Big 12 is Oklahoma State, if I'm not mistaken.
Oklahoma State, they're gonna win the Big 12.
I think they probably
It's
will.
gonna be them versus It's gonna be them versus Iowa State in the Big 12 championship game.
Or
And
TCU.
Oklahoma State's gonna win.
Or TCU. I
Could
think
be
they could.
TCU.
I think they could do it. I think they've got the keys.
Can we talk about how Oklahoma is 1-2 and 0-2 in conference right now?
Can we talk about how they're unranked?
Yeah, Oklahoma being unranked is weird.
But you gotta love it though. It's a good rivalry. I think that.
Yeah.
I
Question.
think that. Go ahead.
I know this game always coincides with the State Fair of Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, because UT and A&M don't play each other anymore, this game would make a hell of a lot more sense to be played on Thanksgiving like UT and A&M used to do.
Yeah, kind
So
of.
imagine you get down to that Thanksgiving game and winner, like they're both undefeated and like in the top 5, and the winner goes to the Big 12 championship. Like put this game, because this is the biggest rivalry these two play right now.
Yeah,
put this
I think
game
so.
on rivalry weekend. You want to watch this game the same weekend you're watching the Iron Bowl and Michigan, Ohio State. You want to watch that game.
I agree with that. This is definitely Texas's biggest.
But you still have to have
rivalry
OU and Oklahoma State at the end of the season. Like
Yeah.
that has to be the end. But put this game Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
I understand why they don't, because they always have it at the Cotton Bowl during the state fair. But they're not having the fair this year, so just I don't know.
This is always a fun game though, just because Texas hates OU so bad, and OU hates. In fact, it's funny. Tom Herman was trending on Twitter earlier this week, not because he said anything controversial or because people are trying to get him canceled. It was literally just a bunch of OU fans like trolling him. Like it was saying stuff like Tom Herman. He doesn't wash his hands with soap. He uses Germex, like stupid stuff like that. How people say
Like game day signs, although
just right. They were just poking fun at him. This is gonna be fun. The fans will be into it, but not as much as in the past because there's no real implications here. These are two teams that have almost sealed their fate. You don't lose to an
especially
unranked
this
team.
season.
Yeah, you don't lose to an unranked team and then have
You're not
playoff hopes.
Yeah.
And you certainly don't let them score that many points on you either. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Who you got here?
You don't lose. I'm gonna take Texas, just because they're ranked.
Yeah, I think they have.
And I think Spencer Rattler's gonna keep playing the way he has been and make a couple of mistakes.
I think Texas's defense is just a little bit better. If you can even, if you look both of these teams,
they still have Caden Stearns and they still have some good players.
Both teams are allowing over 25. Well, OU is allowing 25 points per game. Texas is allowing about 30 points per game right now. Texas is scoring a whole hell of a lot more, but I think that comes down to Sam Ehlinger just is a better decision maker at this point. He's later in his college football career. Spencer Rattler taking a lot of chances, got some big shoes to fill. Give me Texas here, but don't be surprised if somehow
they always play each other tough.
Game. Yeah,
they always play each other tough. So this game can go either way, but I'm gonna take Texas.
Yeah, how rivalry games go. You just gotta throw all that shit out the window. So who knows?
Can we talk about a very interesting team right now?
I would love to.
Can we talk about the BYU Cougars? The fact that they're number 22 in the country, and them and Clemson are the number 1 and number 2 scoring offenses and defenses in the country right now. They're undefeated. They're scoring the second most points per game, and they have the second best defense in the country right now.
Wait a minute.
If I read what I read correctly.
For real? Hold on, let me find this.
BYU is playing very good right now.
Who are they playing this week? BYU, number 15.
They're playing UTSA. Are they number 15?
They're number 15.
Okay, they're number 15. They're climbing. They were 22.
They're scoring 49 points a game on average right now. They're allowing 8 points a game right now.
They're playing very good defense.
Well, it was Troy and Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, though, is something to sneeze at.
Yeah. They play UTSA this week, and they're going to win by like a bunch of points because UTSA is real bad.
Well, BYU, who you got on your schedule? Is BYU trying to find their way into a nice little bowl game this year?
I mean, they might.
Let's see.
UTSA.
What if
BYU made the playoff?
Their biggest challenge left is Houston and Boise State. They're probably going to mow through everybody else.
Yeah. I don't know what Boise is going to be this year. Houston won their game last night.
Houston won their game. Houston always has a very solid year.
But this BYU team, they're sneakily good.
Dude,
I wouldn't be surprised by toward the end of the season they're in the top 10.
I would be all for it, man.
Can we talk about how this is like the 80s? BYU and SMU are both very good.
I think SMU would beat A&M right now.
I think SMU
might be the best team in Texas right now.
They're the best team in Texas by record.
Well, but I mean, like, I think they would beat all the other teams. I think they have the. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
One day there needs to be the Texas Conference because there's enough teams in the FBS. There are 12 FBS teams in Texas. You could have a Texas Conference and you could have 2 different divisions.
Did you know that? And this, I just learned this today. I was today years old when I learned this. Did you know that there is no Major League Baseball team in the state of Louisiana?
I did not. I think I did know that, but
it breaks my mind because I was like thinking about it all day. They have minor league teams. They do. But I was thinking about it all day. I was like, what is a Louisiana team?
They don't have one. There are certain states that don't have pro sports. Alabama doesn't have any pro sports.
Well, that's the thing.
Nebraska doesn't have pro sports.
And I was telling Callie about this earlier. Is that like that's one reason Alabama fans are so crazy because that's all they got. They don't have. We're kind of spoiled in Texas, right? Like we have everything.
You're born in that state and you pick crimson and white or navy blue and orange, and you stay that way until you die.
That's
obviously there's other universities in Alabama, but you pick one of those two.
In Texas, we have so many options. We can go. Yeah. I mean, even if we don't
have
football,
the Texans and the Cowboys in the NFL. We have the Astros and the Rangers, but nobody's a Rangers fan. I've never in my life met a real Rangers fan. Like a baseball Rangers fan? Really? Baseball Rangers.
I know so many Rangers fans.
I don't. They're bad. You shouldn't be a fan of them.
They're sad people, but
yeah,
I know what that's like.
Astros going to the ALCS.
Yes, sir.
Again.
I hope they win it. I hope they win.
I hope they win it too and go to the World Series. But I do not want us to play the Yankees. I hope the Rays beat the Yankees in the ALDS.
Yeah, I wanted to play Charlie Morton again. Wanted to have that moment of like, hey. Yeah.
Also, I don't want us to play the Dodgers in the World Series.
No, I kind of do, but I want to win.
Because fuck Joe Kelly.
I mean, I don't care. I just want them to win.
That's a little vulgar, but I hate that.
I want them to win the World Series and end the cheating thing. Probably about 5 more minutes. We're about to wrap up.
Yeah, we're good.
Go see Mama. Well, my guy, let's close this by having you tell me about the uniform of the week, and then we'll call it a night.
The Temple Owls, as we talked about a few weeks ago.
Tell me more.
They were with Under Armour, and Under Armour was like, "We're done here, kicking you off your contract."
Really?
Now they're with Nike.
Really?
And they just debuted their Nike uniforms the other day. It's on Twitter and Instagram. You should be able to go find it. It's very to their color scheme. But what I like what they've done on the helmets is they have the Temple logo on one side, the T, and then the number on the other. They don't have any alternates. It's just they have all maroon color, that dark red they wear, and all white.
You said Temple?
Temple.
Okay.
Temple University, in Philadelphia. If you didn't know that.
I was wondering, because I actually did not know that. Is it something they just revealed this season or just this week?
It's this season. You might have to scroll back.
Okay.
I don't know if they've played any games yet. I think they're about to play their first game against the Navy, maybe.
Here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's nothing crazy flashy about them, but
that's okay. There's not a problem with that. This is nice. Yeah. This is really nice.
They look good. That pattern on the jerseys and on the stripes on the helmet is real nice.
I'm a big fan of that. Yeah.
It's simple. It's clean.
Tennessee has this too, obviously, but there's something about that checkered pattern that just kind of does it for me. I'm a big fan.
That checkerboard is real nice.
Yes, it is. I like it.
But yeah, it's just
simple, but classy. I'm into it.
Yeah. So yeah, very very simple.
Oh, here we go.
See, they got the T on one side and then the number on the other, which I'm a fan of. I don't know if they exactly show that, but I think these look good. There's a lot of teams that wear this like dark red kind of color. this crimson color. But
you know what this feels like? This feels as though they went to Nike. Yeah, they went to Nike and then they just said, "Hey man, listen, we really need something. We don't have a whole lot of time." And Nike was like, "I got you," and they just threw this together and it was perfect.
Yeah, this to me they look good. They have a nice really font. Good. I like their numbers. I mean, they're just regular numbers, but I think they have a little bit of something to them.
Yeah. You know, we'll close on this. I don't know if you knew this or not, man, but there was, as you may or may not know, anytime Tiger Woods plays golf on a Sunday, he wears red. It's the last day of the tournament. When Tiger wears red, you know it's about to go down, and it's just a tradition, right? A while back, whenever Nike still made golf clubs, they don't do it anymore, but whenever they did make golf clubs...
Nike doesn't make golf clubs anymore?
No, not anymore. No, they stopped because they just said, it's not worth the money we're putting into it. Making golf clubs, as it turns out, is
you got Titleist and Wilson and
yeah, exactly. But they had a lot of really, really good lines of clubs, and in fact,
I have a Nike putter.
Yeah, that's right because I remember that. But in fact, I almost bought a set of their irons one time. But they had a set of irons come out called the Victory Reds. Mm-hmm. And it was because it was like a reference to the Sunday Tiger Red shirt, and I just always thought to this day I still think that's one of the coolest names for a set of irons. They're really nice.
Which is kind of funny when you learn that Nike is Greek for victory.
Yeah, so I guess like so.
The Victory Reds.
Hang on, I'm gonna look them up because now I just want to show you.
Also, speaking of Nike being Greek for victory, are you aware of why we call a marathon a marathon?
No, but I know you're gonna tell me.
Yeah, I am. So back in ancient Greece, the Persians tried to invade Greece, and the Greeks and mostly the Athenians defeated them at the Battle of Marathon. So they sent a runner for Marathon back to Athens, which is exactly 26.2 miles. He ran the entire way without stopping, ran into the town square and yelled Nike, which means victory, and then fell over dead.
That's right. I remember the story, but it was from Marathon.
He ran from Marathon back to Athens.
My God.
After the Athenians defeated King Darius and the Persians. And then,
I don't...
10 years later, Xerxes the First invaded, and that's where we get the Battle of Thermopylae, which is what the movie 300 is based off of.
Next time on the Greek History Podcast.
I love ancient Greek history, so if you ever need... that was that post I put on Facebook. It was like...
we could do a whole episode sometimes of just me and you sitting back and like just me listening to you
one
tell
of us
me about
talk
Greek
about,
history.
Yeah, it'd be... If you ever need to know about Greek history and like Greek war history and the Spartans specifically, I'm your dude.
That'd be a good show. Just like, come on, one of us have a topic we want to talk about, the other one know nothing about it, and then we just tell the other one.
I want that to do. That's a whole concept for a podcast.
Yeah. Like let me tell you.
Every week you talk about a different concept.
The name of the show could be "Let Me Tell You About."
Yeah, and that one person knows a lot about a topic, and the other person doesn't really know anything.
Ooh, that'd be fun. And like the other person asks questions because they don't know. That's so interesting. Yeah. It's so fun.
You can tell me about anime and psychology.
I do know a few things about that, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Well, my dude, it has been a lovely evening. I have enjoyed sitting here.
I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties and me jumping in and out of frame.
Dog, don't worry about it. Hey, you know what? At least the mic is working. And I can look, actually, the mic is still working. I can see it. I got my bars here. They're bopping back and forth, so that's how I know.
And no one hopped in the chat to
no one told us that things are going wrong, so that's a plus.
Well, folks, they didn't tell us last week, but there was also no one here. So
yeah. What are you gonna do, right? So Will said, "Sounds like my magic career." Oh, tell me more about that, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a good time. Thank you for being here, Will. Jack, Trey. Anybody else show up?
I don't know if anybody else hopped in the chat.
We had like 6 viewers at one point, but I don't know if anyone said anything. So I don't know.
But the VOD will be on.
The VOD will be up. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much. It was a fun evening, Spencer. Have a lovely time tomorrow. I'm going to be at a wedding most of the day, so I'm going to miss out on quite a bit. But I'm going to try to catch some of the early games. I'm obviously going to catch some highlights. But yeah, take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay dry, stay high and dry.
Yeah.
And
it's gonna be a fun day of football tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any closing thoughts? Any good outro?
No. Hopefully, I have the energy to get out and watch Game Day because I didn't do it last week.
Man.
Because Game Day's kind of boring right now because there's no crowd behind them. They're just in the stadium. Like it's still fun to watch, but I just like last week I did not have the energy at all.
Different. It's a different. Yeah, it's a different vibe. So,
So.
Well, thank you guys so much. Take care. Like the video, share the video, subscribe, and as always, if you want to know more about college